Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, we're under attack! What are we gonna do? I guess I could talk about the end of consoles' lives. Let's do that! This is a nice safe room. We could talk about it. There's explosions outside. So, that's our topic for today. While my house is being blown up to smithereens and there's a bunch of things we can stock up on, like juice. Capri Sun isn't healthy. We have nothing else. We are going to die and starve in here. There's Clorox, so we can do stuff with that, right? Like, clean.
Look! I heard that the NES was discontinued in 1995.
No!
Chill. You weren't even born yet. So Nintendo discontinued the NES in both North America and Europe, and in Japan at a later date. But are these even the same console? I don't believe so. But you may wonder, what is the last game for these systems? According to some websites, the Lion King game was the last game for the NES. Why would you do this? The Lion King was a good game and you decide to do this bullcrap. Oh look, it was all supported to the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis. How wonderful was that? What? But that was only for the European NES. We also got Wario's Woods here. And the SNES, like we needed that again. Mickey's Ultimate Challenge released in 1994 for the SNES and other various consoles, but wasn't released for the Sega Master System up until 1998, around the time that the Dreamcast released, and well, that might as well have been the last Sega console that they released. But the Sega Genesis lasted nearly 10 years. Let me tell you what killed it. Well, I thought it was gonna be a gunshot. Oh, and like I give a crap about anything that isn't Mario, Zelda. Really? Almost 10 years after? Yeah, I would even care if I was a fetus. Who cares about a director's cut? I don't understand why they still supported these old systems. I know they were still good and everything, but these were 2D systems. I'm surprised they didn't abandon them and just put more hard work into the 3D games, because some 3D games just were not working during the 90s. Also, the NES did not last like 20,000 years. It only lasted 6 because it lasted from 1985 to 1991 before it got replaced by the SNES in the US. I say that because, well, it was already here. Like that, it did not last whatever this says on Google. And say goodbye to 2D systems and welcome 3D into the world.
No!
Wait a minute, I forgot to talk about the Game Boy.
Yes, let's go!
The Game Boy, released in 1989, but I refuse to believe it actually ended in 2003, because that's when production probably ended. In 1998, it got replaced by the next console, the Game Boy Color. The last official Game Boy game is, well, I don't know how to say these titles, but they were released on the 30th of March, 2001. Only in Japan though, so does that matter to us? I don't think so. But now, we should move on to the 3D consoles.
What is wrong with you?
The PlayStation lasted about 6 years and made sure it beat everybody in the competition. Releasing in 1994 throughout 2000, that's when the PS2 released, but instead 2004, that's a whole 10 years because of FIFA 05. And FIFA 05 will be marked as the final PlayStation title, released on October 12, 2004. And it's understandable why FIFA is the last game. I mean, it is a sports title, they do this every single time, but there's one thing I just do not like. Stop releasing FIFA every single year! And this goes for all sports titles. Madden, I can't name any other, but still, everything that they re-release every single year, it's the same thing. The Sega Saturn was discontinued in the United States and Europe around the time that the Dreamcast came out, but continued to be sold in Japan for 2 more years. Also, only 7 games were released in North America. What's this? Yeah, the Sega Saturn really just did not sell well in general. I mean, it did alright in Japan, but over here in the States and Europe, it just did not do as well. The Nintendo 64 is my childhood console. Even though I didn't know what was going on, I'm pretty sure there could have been some awesome games that I played. There was only a few, unfortunately, but I had a really great time with it. The console lasted 5 years, releasing in 1996, lasting throughout 2001, but we would say 2002 since that's when the production ended. Production of the console ended around April 2002, a couple weeks after Dr. Mario 64 released, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 being the last overall Nintendo 64 game, published in late 2002. But we're not done talking about these. Let's talk about the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast was Sega's last console ever because they were going bankrupt and they were terrible. So, they stopped the Dreamcast and they just moved on to be a third-party developer. Guess what the PlayStation 2's last game was? What did I say? I mean, does that surprise you? Does this also surprise you? Let's talk about the Game Boy Advance.
You can never forget the handhelds.
The Advance released 3 years before the DS, while they released a revision right after that. It sold well alongside the DS, but it kind of killed the sales, if you know what I'm saying. Also, our last game was just a localization of a game in Japan only around 2008, and I don't think anybody cared, but at least they released in a bundle with a DVD. Okay. I believe this is the first generation with the biggest console war ever, and I wasn't even born yet. I knew the Xbox 360 and the PS3 were popular, but I didn't know that the Wii outsold them. That is crazy, especially for a Nintendo console. I mean, outselling the PS3? PS3 didn't do as good this generation, but I know that Xbox 360 and PS3, I just did not have them, and I thought they were popular. I really wanted them, but I've only had a Wii, and I realized that I think I want my Wii more than anything. Microsoft and Sony like to keep their consoles in around 10 years of production, but Nintendo does not like doing this. I mean, they discontinued the Wii not even a year after the Wii U released. Alright, the last Xbox 360 game is... That's expected, but at least the last PS3 game is... I don't know what this is, I'm sorry, but at least the last Wii game is... What? As of now, the eShop on the 3DS and Wii U have now shut down. I wanted a Wii U just for this. Not too long ago, it was a year ago when it was announced, I'm like, I need to get a Wii U just to buy these games. And I never got the chance. It's safe to say that the Wii U's end is here, with the last official game being Breath of the Wild, also releasing on Switch that same day, on March 3rd, 2017. The Wii U may have been discontinued before the Nintendo Switch even launched, but at least those games live on with the next console. Now with Xbox and PlayStation, it doesn't matter because they're going to start putting their games on every single platform! No! Now, we can give credit to the Xbox 360 and the PS3 for lasting this long, but seriously, for some games, I just don't think it works out. The Xbox One and the PS4 released almost 10 years ago, so it's safe to say that we'll get a couple more years out of these consoles. Especially with these revisions, look at them! You have the original, the Slim, the Pro, and for the Xbox, you have the original, the X, and the S.
Nice.
But the Wii U is dead.
Nice.
But the 3DS is dead.
What the f***?
This man had a 3DS and had fun memories with it, but he did not have enough games for him to be stressing about this.
Woo, a cereal box.
Speaking of 3DS, we forgot the handhelds.
The 3DS released in 2011, but got discontinued on September 16, 2020. Let's watch this man eat. His head is full of shit at this moment.
What? I'm a stress eater.
I couldn't find what game killed the 3DS, so you can figure this out yourself. The 3DS's eShop also closed down the same day as the Wii U's eShop. Rest in peace. Ah, crap. More handhelds! We see that the original PSP sold around 80 million units, just a couple million under the PS3, but the PS Vita did not do that well, as expected. The PSP may have released some old games or maybe the games that are currently on the PS3, but I feel like Sony did a better job advertising this, and I think they did a way better job with the games. Now, I feel like they didn't support the PS Vita well enough. I don't know why, but they made the PS Vita last 8 years between 2011 and 2019. I don't know why would they do that. Sony must be really rich if they want to continue a failed console. Now, Microsoft hasn't made their own handheld like Sony or Nintendo, but if they made one, they would not succeed if it was back in the 360 days, and I guarantee that. Also, it's Microsoft. They have a lot of money and they were able to continue the Xbox, the original Xbox, after only selling a couple more million than the GameCube, which the GameCube was a bit of a failure. I know around 22 million isn't bad, especially for Microsoft since it was their first console, but it's bad by Nintendo standards. But it seems that the PS4 is still going strong, but with Microsoft, I think they discontinued the Xbox One at this point. The Wii U was dead before the Switch even released. The Switch is still going strong, maybe for a couple more years, maybe after the next Nintendo console releases. And the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S didn't release not too long ago. I'd say about 3 years ago. Hopefully, I can get out of here and stop talking about this peacefully. I pray that it's good outside. Jeez.
Well, I guess I'm coming back in.
I've been in that room for a sixth of an hour. I feel real tired. And I figured I should show y'all what's underneath my hoodie. Nowhere else to go. I'll probably just be here. We're at the dump right now. I don't know. The dump seems like a nice place to film at right now. Well, I'll try to get some insurance, if that even works anymore, because I'm poor now. Want the trash here. We could probably use to build a house. Oh, look, one slab of wood. Most importantly, we have a dog. Hey, 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 come back, come back. I don't live that far for where this is. Maybe I'll open that window. You listen. Come here. Yep, this should be headquarters. Probably here, I guess. Until, hey, you stop. Get off my headquarters. Get off my headquarters. Perfect? I don't think so. But I can make something out of this. For now, I'm just gonna have to pull up some things I already had on my phone. Old videos. Maybe. I do like playing with rocks. Hey, you. Come here. Come here.
Damn it! What the hell? Does he ever die? I have to kill him. The meteor's not work. I have an idea.